It's that time of year. We get interns coming and going here, too. But I've never heard of speed interning sprees. 24-year-old Calgary native graduated Mount Royal University last June. 29 job offers. She's doing well. The desire to find the perfect position prompted the business major to launch ProjectONE12, a speed interning initiative that would result in unpaid stints ranging from a week to a month at 10 different companies across the continent over 112 days. Translation, 47 job offers and one job now that she has decided to take. And we are happy to introduce you to her now.
And we say good afternoon to Maeghan Smulders. Hi, Maeghan.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Good. So
come work for us.
So, Maeghan, you've got a business degree in hand. Mm-hmm. You've got 29 job offers on the table. And you decide to set off on this journey. Yeah. Take us back to then and how you developed this thought process and why.
Well, what happened was I was in university and I was involved in a lot of extracurricular work. And by the time I had graduated, I had these 29 job offers. And that's a very, very lucky position to be in. And I got to the point where I was thinking about it, and I'm like, well, which job do I take and which is the right one? And I really couldn't pick one out of them. And it made it really stressful. And I was complaining to a mentor, just saying, this is really difficult. I don't know what to do. And he kind of just looks at me and says, well, Maeghan, why don't you just work in them all? And I look at him and I'm like, oh, my gosh, that's a great idea. And, the next day I kind of trotted out different industry, different types of aspects of companies, small, medium, large, a woman CEO versus a male CEO, and different things that I was kind of interested in. And the next day I was on the phone calling and pitching this idea to different companies. And I had quite a few people just kind of say, you kind of sound crazy, but, I did get my first 4, and then things have just been, flying from there.
So what are some of the jobs that you did intern at?
So I started off in Calgary at a company called Fotolia. They're a stock photography organization, and then I flew to Adobe Max with them, and I got to represent some products there. Then I went to Toronto, and I worked at the advertising agency BBDO. And then I flew to California in San Francisco and worked with Dealmaker Media, coaching entrepreneurs on their startups and helping them getting funding, as well as events helping them.
These are very diverse.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Where did you get the money for this? I mean, you're interning, so you don't have an income.
Yeah, so how I pitched it was I told these companies I'd work for free for a week, and if they like the work that I do, then I'd love it if they could sponsor me or give a donation. And the companies were all really, really great in accommodating with that, as well as I reached out to the business community in Calgary, some of the contacts I had here. My university sponsored me. It's really great to have just a community of people who believe in not just yourself, but in the crazy ideas you have, and I'm really, really lucky for that support.
And you had a title for this. What did you call it? ProjectONE12.
Yeah. It kind of just came from the idea that I was going to pick one job in 112 days, and it's just this ridiculous project. So I just kind of threw it all together.
So is the 112 days a goal then? Because it's important to set a goal?
Yeah, it was the goal, and I didn't want to be interning for the rest of my life, and so I figured that this way I could kind of go through, see what's out there, and really kind of develop an opinion, right? Because you learn really quickly what you don't like, but then you also learn things that you're interested in, and you can kind of dig deeper based on that.
So here you are, this amazing product, and you've put yourself out there. Mm-hmm. These journeys have taken you to Calgary and Toronto and then San Jose, and you're all over North America. Mm-hmm. And I'm proud to say you've ended up here. Tell us why here.
Oh, well, one of the things that I really noticed a difference in the places that I worked was culture and atmosphere. And one of the things that I really hoped to find in a job was an opportunity to grow. And Beyond the Rack was my 10th internship. And with them, my original 10th internship canceled on me. And so I was put in a position where I'm like, okay, now I know the direction I want to go. I know the general type of industry I want to be in and the position I want. Who can I reach out to? And I've been a shopper with Beyond the Rack for 2 years now. And
me too.
Yeah, they're fabulous. And so I contacted them, I think like 5 or 6 times, and continued to say, I'd really like to work for you for free. And finally, after the 5th time, they said, yeah, we'll have you. And so when I got to the point of choosing them, it was a no-brainer. I had put in, X amount of time trying to just reach out to them because I knew this is what I wanted to do, and they gave me a great opportunity within the company, and I couldn't turn it down.
So, no, when you came during your internship, they set you up with a very particular job, did they not, at Beyond the Rack? What was that?
Yeah. So they've run 2 sample sales to date, and I was actually the manager of the entire sample sale in Montreal. And so to anybody who went, I was the one who coordinated the entire thing over the weekend. So it was great. I got a lot of exposure to the team, the people, but I also got to ask a lot of questions and learn a lot as well.
For those non-shoppers who don't know what Beyond the Rack is, why don't you tell us about the company?
No.
Definitely. So Beyond the Rack is kind of it's a shopping club, and it's free membership. So you go online and sign up, and then they have flash events with everything from luxury products, handbag, designer jeans, all the way to homeware. And so I love them. I've been a shopper with them for 2 years, and they're only 3 years old, and they've done really, really great things, and I just see a lot of potential in them.
They're wonderful leadership over there and very open minds, huh?
Mm-hmm, definitely.
Montreal, New York, and Las Vegas is where they're set up now, so they're expanding, and you want to be a big part of that. What exactly are you doing for them?
So I'm going to be working with them on marketing as well as new business opportunities. So I'm going to be managing my own department, which is really exciting.
So basically, so what happened now? Beyond the Rack was the last one on the list. Is it because you found what you wanted that they became the last on your list, or that's where you were going to finish anyways and then go back and make up your mind?
Well, what I did is I wanted to work for them because I knew it was something that I was interested in. Like I was kind of like a, eye on the target type thing.
Yes.
And then I took 2 weeks off afterwards to come home and see my family. I mean, I've been away for so long, and I just wanted to make sure, 1, that I evaluated all the options, 2, had a clear head, and 3, was around my family when I did make that final decision.
We're talking to Maeghan Smulders. She's going to be a new resident here in Montreal after being what we're calling the super intern and contacting over 112 days, doing internships at least 10 different companies around the continent in both the U.S. and Canada. And she has settled on and gotten a job with and decided that Montreal is going to be her home as she works for Beyond the Rack, which is
Jonas Stern, who is just an incredible entrepreneur.
Yeah, great guy for sure.
He's got to love your idea, though, this ProjectONE12 thing. I mean, you could market that alone, I think.
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure he thought I was crazy when I first called him, but I'm really...
Well, he's crazy, though, in a lovely way. He takes risks and chances.
I think that's why we get along. He's really great.
You know what? You could take this experience and turn it into a nice blog and a nice little piece of advice for graduating students, because students would love to have just one job offer.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I did is I started blogging about the whole process from day one. So I have a website. It's just MaeghanSmulders.com. And, it kind of outlined my ups and downs. I mean, there were days where one of my fundings pulled and I had no idea what I was going to do, or, being away from home for so long, or being in a new office every single week, being in a new atmosphere, trying to meet new people when you know nobody. And so just kind of talking about those different things were the focus of my blog. And I've had a very, very special opportunity to go to many campuses and all the different places that I've been in and talk with students and kind of share my wisdom, or I guess the knowledge that was so generously shared with me with others.
How important is goals in this thing? I mean, you had the 112 days. I'm sure you've let Yona know about goals. You've got a limit about how much time before you rule the world.
Oh. That's not true at all.
You could, I think.
Thank you. No, I think goals are extremely important. I mean, I've been a goal setter ever since I was a kid, and I think curiosity is a huge thing too. Just being willing to put yourself out there to learn. I mean, I've made so many mistakes along the way, but as soon as you kind of figure out, I did this wrong, but I'm going to do it better next time, and
there you go.
Then progress comes from there.
That's right. That's how you learn.
All right. What about overall, though? There's been some controversy when it comes to interning. That some the industry is not a charity. It's business, and that the money's there. You asked for donations. Should anyone be working for free?
Personally, I think that students should be paid for the work that they do, unless it's an opportunity to which, like in my case, these companies weren't hiring interns, and so for me to get that experience and exposure, I made the decision that I would work for free. If students feel that it's a decision where they can get great exposure, great learning experience, yeah, definitely work for free. But I think as in general, you should be rewarded for the work that you provide for a company, especially if you're doing a good job for them.
It's just been a joy to talk to you. You're inspirational. You are. I would take this. Never mind blogging. Get out on the talk circuit and inspire people.
Well, not only. Let me go one better than that, Maeghan. When you're moving to Montreal next week, are you not?
I am. Yeah.